It is my privilege to introduce the next person. I know we are very, very anxious to hear her comments that she has to give to us and also to the recruits tonight. We have really enjoyed a great relationship with Chief Bevan since she's been in charge of the Bradenton Police Department, and they've started sponsoring some recruits through the academy. And we are just thrilled to have her here tonight to be able to give us some comments. So I'm going to introduce to you Chief Melody Bevan from the Bradenton Police Department.
I'll try to shift this a little bit because my comments are somewhat for you all out there, but more so these fine young men and women sitting right over there. So good evening, everyone. Nice to see such a great crowd out there tonight. On behalf of the chiefs here, all the staff members, really everybody in uniform, I'd like to welcome, I'm sorry, Sheriff. We could forget him, he's not the keynote speaker. I'd like to welcome everyone to this graduation ceremony. It is indeed a privilege and an honor to stand before you and share some thoughts. First and foremost, the graduating class, I want to thank each and every one of you for answering the calling and entering into a life of service and sacrifice and undertaking this most strenuous but noble path of law enforcement. Your achievement is truly a testament to your strong character, solid work ethic, and true determination, and I'm aware that the past 6 months have been anything but easy. Next, I'd like to welcome all of you who came here tonight to celebrate these men and these women. Most of you out in the audience are the family and close friends and true supporters of these individuals, and we all recognize the crucial role that you have played throughout their lives in supporting them as they move forward in furtherance of their law enforcement careers. None of us arrive at these moments of accomplishment and greatness without the help of our family and friends, as it is you who inspires us, consoles us, and helps move us beyond our self-imposed limitations to become all we can be and then some. So a few short words to those of you embarking down the same road I did nearly 38 years ago. I just need a show of hands. How many of you were even born 38 years ago? Wow. None. Rick, Scott. Wow. There is no arguing that law enforcement agencies are responsible for upholding the law and maintaining public order. And the moment you take your oath this evening, you will become ambassadors of freedom, liberty, and order bound to uphold the Constitution of these United States, the supreme law of the land. And that's just the small stuff, because there's so much more that goes into this commitment that you're making tonight. Sir Edmund Burke said, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. There's perhaps no one more aware of this fact than the modern police officer, those sworn to serve and protect and who confront evil every day. The essential point to be made here is that as law enforcement officers, you will at some time in your lives be called upon to perform deeds that few will understand, appreciate, or ever be able to perform themselves. Every day as you go out into the streets of the counties and the cities in which you serve, you will be forced to exhibit a somewhat counterintuitive balance of kindness and toughness, of humility and confidence, of decency and determination, and ethics and empathy in order to deliver the best results. You will enter an elite class of humanity to which you are called. What you have chosen to do is a mission, a calling no less, as guardians of public safety. And yes, I call you guardians. No matter what you might hear to the contrary, we are guardians of a society who form the thin blue line that separates order from chaos. And we are blessed enough to live in a state and in a region that supports and understands this purpose and does not allow politics to define what law enforcement's purpose is or allow chaos to reign. Do not take this guardian designation lightly. Understand that the badge or the star that you will be pinning on your chest today and each day thereafter doesn't just represent you. It represents all of us you see here in uniform, seated here tonight. It represents your family and the academy staff. It represents the person seated to your right and to your left. That badge will indicate your realization that respect, discipline, fairness, ethics, bravery, transparency is the recipe for successful policing and nothing less. You may not be in the same league as Spider-Man, but remember that with great power comes great responsibility. Become the real-life superhero our citizens long for, and go forth and seek justice and change lives. I tell you from experience that the true rewards of this job have little to do with what you receive and everything to do with what you give. And it's what you give, not take, for which your legacy as a law enforcement officer will be built, and your legacy begins at this moment, in this room, surrounded by all of your loved ones, and those of us who will be watching, and we will be watching. And so today, as we recognize your willingness to commit your life to the service of others, let us not forget that we as staff members, as friends and family, and as a community, also have a duty to our officers. A duty to respect the courage it takes for them to put their lives on the line to save others, and a duty to celebrate the countless good deeds you will most certainly do every day out in your communities. Deeds that often go unnoticed on Facebook or Twitter and by most of the public. Most people don't even understand what our jobs really entail. While you're referred to as law enforcement officers, truly only a small portion of what you do on the job, and most of the stressors during your tour of duty have little to do with enforcement of the law. Your days will be filled with tasks that Americans have come to take for granted, dealing with lost lives at accident scenes, providing life-saving first aid, helping the elderly, dealing with the mentally ill, removing children from unfit homes, responding to scenes filled with hurt and with pain, night after night. Yet every day, you will continue juggling all of these responsibilities, acting as the social worker, the therapist, the mediator, the drug counselor, and I already said it once, serving as that thin blue line between order and chaos. At the same time, you must be ever mindful that to truly succeed in this field, you must first seek to listen and understand the perspective of those who differ from ourselves. Policing today requires law enforcement agencies all over the world to strengthen trust and collaboration amongst the communities we serve while also continuing to reduce crime. Agencies everywhere are prioritizing de-escalation training, something you've learned well in the academy, and are utilizing technology and social media to reduce crime, enhance public trust, and increase transparency. True community policing is not just a philosophy. It embodies us all and must be interwoven into the fabric of your policing efforts, while recognizing that the effect you will have on others is the most valuable currency you will ever have. On a more personal level, I ask you to pursue your career with vigor and enthusiasm. Seek educational and training opportunities, read about the profession, stay in shape, and remain proficient with your firearm. You never know when you're going to need it. Now more than ever, there's an intentional focus on officer safety and wellness and how paramount these elements are in achieving our goals. And our collective goals include not just allowing you into our agencies to serve, but providing the support you need to successfully navigate both your career and your home life, and actually returning to a civilian life to enjoy that well-earned government pension some 25 years later. Some of us, perhaps, Sheriff, Scott, many of us, takes us a few more years. We haven't really figured out what retirement means. Glad to hear, Commander, you do what you do. So know that your emotional and mental health is just as important to us as your physical health. This badge is not impenetrable. So you must take care of your body, take care of your mind, and nourish your spirit always. And if any of those falter, you must reach out to someone and ask for help. The brother and sisterhood of policing can and will sustain through even the worst of times. I know this firsthand, and I would be remiss tonight if I didn't acknowledge your colleagues and friends, Officer Jeffrey Yaslowitz and Sergeant Tom Danger from the St. Petersburg Police Department, who were shot and killed 13 years ago today, January 24th, 2011. A truly dark day in our history, and I remember it like it was just yesterday. Followed by a third senseless murder of Officer David Crawford just 28 days later, on February 21st. God bless their souls. These men gave their lives for their communities, and their deaths, the first ones in 30 years, brought our entire agency, every member, to its knees. Collectively, however, we raised ourselves back up. Belongingness is truly a feeling like no other, and can and will sustain you. It took me many years to realize this, but I tell you now, the weight of the world is not meant for you to carry alone. You join a new family today, a deeply caring family, my family, BPD, Sheriff Wells' family, Scott Tyler's family, Bradenton Beach, everyone here in Manatee County. And I give you my word, you will have all the support you need to succeed in this line of work. I was recently looking at the company Google's list of core values, and two of them specifically caught my eye. The first is to remember that there is always more information out there, which means dedicate yourself to lifelong learning. Don't ever think you know all there is to know about this job, or this life for that matter, no matter how many hash marks on your sleeve, stripes on your shirt, bars or stars on your collar. There's a lot of those here tonight, right? Or in the sheriff's case, gray hairs. Lots of them, actually, I think all of them, right? That you may acquire along the way. I can tell you, after all these years, I'm still learning. The second is that gray just isn't good enough, because if you are not always striving for perfection, then someone, maybe even your partner or yourself, could get really hurt. There is no room for error in this job. Unfortunately, I can't promise you that your pursuit of perfection will always be an easy ride. Alan McCraven once said, "Life is a struggle. The potential for failure is ever present. But those who live in fear of failure or hardship or embarrassment will never achieve their potential." My takeaway here is that without pushing your limits, without being willing to place yourself in harm's way for the benefit of others, how will you ever know what you are truly capable of? All of you here tonight have indicated your willingness to take that challenge, and who knows all the differences you will make in the world. The possibilities are truly endless. But tonight is also about your family. They supported you throughout the academy. They were by your side as you trained and took tests, and they will suffer from your shift work nearly as much as you. And they will be with you long after your badge is retired. This is a rewarding and great profession, but remember, while you were out there on the streets, your family is home worried about you. Ease their worries and assure them of your safety by always exemplifying professionalism and diligence in your new careers. Earn the privilege of wearing a badge or star on your chest every day that you go out into the community. but perhaps most importantly, be passionate about your job, but do so from a position of compassion. Learn and apply the difference between those words, and you will accomplish great things. I guarantee it. And when you go out and become that super cop, never let the job completely consume you. Continue to find time for your families and all your friends and supporters here tonight, and let them keep you well with their love and their support. Never forget that regardless of anything else and everything else, your most important job, listen closely to me, your most important job is to go home safe and sound at the end of your shift, to hug your loved ones and to allow them to support you through the worst of times. To the families, I ask simply that you be loving and supportive of these fine officers and deputies. They will not always show you the emotions they feel and parts of their lives you will never understand. Make the most of the time you have together, and never ever let them walk out the door without telling them that you love and care for them. This line of work, unfortunately, comes with no guarantees of tomorrow, so you must always take advantage of the present. In closing, I ask all of you your promise that as you go forth in your law enforcement career, you will carry out your duties to the best of your ability each and every day, and that it be done with grace, with mercy, with kindness, with compassion, with courage, with honor, and with integrity. Congratulations to all of you in joining me in this life of shared life of purpose, and to your incredible future. God bless and Godspeed.